Over the past year, our staff has reinvented the Girl Scout program model, seamlessly providing our girls with amazing new possibilities. In addition to virtual opportunities to earn badges, we're working hard to bring our girls back together whenever they feel comfortable doing so. We also had to reinvent Top Cookie to follow safety guidelines and to ensure the safety of all participants. We wanted to do that while still including an audience that loves delicious desserts. I'm proud we found a way to bring our judges, competitors, and all of you together while still giving the amazing experience that is Top Cookie. Thank you to everyone who's made this possible. Thank you for being here to support our local restaurants. And without further ado, let's find out who is this year's Top Cookie.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Top Cookie is the Jersey Shore's most fun baking competition with very simple rules. 4 local restaurants participated in a cookie poll back in January to determine which iconic cookie they would be transforming into a delectable dessert. They've had 2 months to prepare and now will present their amazing creations to our panel of judges who will taste, critique, and score each dessert. Our chefs are ready, our judges are ready, you are ready at home. The Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore are proud to present this year's Top Cookie. Hi, I'm Kimberly Kravitz, and I'm your host for this year's Top Cookie competition. I am very excited to be here and to now introduce our dessert-loving panel of judges. Acknowledged as a leading pioneer in modern American cooking, Burke, a New Jersey native, is also recognized internationally for his revolutionary techniques, exceptional skills, successful restaurant empire, and his many TV appearances. He currently has 17 restaurants in the nation and is the author of 2 cookbooks. He is David Burke. Seize the Dish was established as an Instagram account back in 2019 with a focus on the Jersey Shore food scene, but has since evolved to feature establishments throughout the Garden State. Created by Cacie and Matt, 2 foodie friends with a shared love for all things delicious in New Jersey and beyond. Amelia is the co-owner of Booskerdoo with her husband, a self-taught baker who has grown over the past 7 years in the bakery. Originally a middle school teacher, Amelia found her second passion in the bakery and has grown from a small room in their Fairhaven location to a new location in Asbury Park, designed to meet the needs of their many locations and many more to come. Retired from higher education after 25 years, Jacki pursued her passion for baking and attended the Culinary Education Center in Asbury Park for pastry arts. After graduating, she worked for a year in Wegmans Bakery and decided to open up her own donut shop in Asbury Park called Purple Glazed Donuts. James and Dana Costello of Ohana Grille claimed the Top Cookie Champion crown last year with their sensational Samoa cheesecake with the Samoa pistachio ganache tart cookie. Ohana Grille has become a staple in Lavalette and will be celebrating 11 years since their opening. Amazing! Now for our stars. The 4 restaurants competing are Cardinal Provisions from Asbury Park, Charlie's of Bayhead, Marina Grill from Belmar, and Whitechapel Projects out of Long Branch. So we know our judges, we know our restaurants. It's time to start the competition. We've randomly selected the order that the restaurants will present their desserts. Our first restaurant is Whitechapel Projects and Chef Marilyn Schlossbach. Marilyn is collaborating with her powerful female team to bring community-minded awareness and elevated use of sustainable and local product. During the last 3 decades, Marilyn has developed her own brand of vacation cuisine that takes foodies on a round-the-world journey to some of the globe's most sought-after culinary destinations. The cookie she chose for this competition is the famed peanut butter tagalong.
Hi judges, welcome to our dessert. Since we are a vacation cuisine restaurant, all of our restaurants are on the coast, including Whitechapel Projects, so we went with an ocean theme. So the wood board is your ocean, And the dessert is a flourless chocolate cake with a Tagalong crusty bottom that's floating in our sea of fish, which are tagging along. They're life preserver. So the red jam is beach plum, pillaged from Sandy Hook, with some fresh strawberry jam. And the fish are enrobed. The bigger one is a medium to dark chocolate fish, and the smaller one is a dark chocolate fish, and they're enrobed with the Tagalong cookie.
Now, as the judges taste their first dessert, we will take a short sponsor break, and we'll be right back.
Friendship, leadership, and outdoor adventure are hallmarks of Girl Scout Camp. Give your girl the opportunity to connect and explore with nature this summer at Camp Sacagawea or Camp Amity Acres. Connecting with peers, friends, and the great outdoors has never been more important. Girl Scout Summer Camp is where girls ages 3 to 15 can thrive and discover new skills in a fun, safe, and encouraging environment. So get out and explore with Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore. Visit gsfun.org/camp to learn more and register.
Great. What do you think?
I think it's excellent. I'm glad you explained it because I didn't get the whole life preserver. Really good. Texture's good. The cookie's used right, and I like the little fish. I like that you put the cookie in. I was expecting it to be very hard, like a candy bar. But it's good. Excellent. I like it.
All right, James, we're going to just go down the line, so feel free.
Chef, I love the dessert. I like David wasn't getting the concept, but now that you've explained it, it makes total sense to me. And there's actually pieces of the cookie in the chocolate fish also. Yeah, that was a nice crunch element. And the where the sweetness of the cake gets you, the jam on the top breaks it up. I mean, it's a beautifully well thought out, delicious dessert. Very good.
I love the jam on the top because it adds a little fruity taste to it. I love desserts with fruit in them, and I was wondering exactly how whoever got the tag along, how you were gonna add to the different flavors. I love the crunch on the bottom. I thought it looks great. I like it.
I think it's really clever. It jumped out at me immediately that it was a lifesaver and it was sort of an underwater theme, so that was really, really cute. It was a great way to integrate the ingredients with what you were really going for. I liked that it's like a sort of like a peanut butter and jelly, but obviously very elevated. It's delicious. I love the way that it was plated. Great job.
Chef, we love the presentation and the little backstory you gave as well to go along with it. I was very pleasantly surprised when we bit into the fish that incorporated the cookie as well. That was fantastic creativity on your part there, Chef.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marilyn. Our next competitor is Chef Grace Crossman from Cardinal Provisions. Chef Grace has been creating menus and running kitchens and restaurants such as the likes of Porta and Pascal and Sabine for over a decade before opening up her own restaurant with her co-owner and fellow chef and friend, Laura Braun. With a background in fine arts, her artistic approach to pastries and skilled hands are inspired and unique. Her pastry skills are just a fraction of her culinary talent. Her dessert is created with Samoas.
Hi everybody. We got the Samoa cookie. We chose to use something that was representative of our restaurant, which is this little Catalan pastry that we sell out of every day, basically, called a chucho. It's a hand-laminated dough wrapped around a filling, which is usually a lemon pastry cream, and then fried and tossed in sugar. So our pastry chef, Angela Fulton, really ran with this one, and she made a coconut dough with actual ground coconut laminated into the dough that has a Samoa cookie butter in the middle with a chewy caramel center, caramel on the plate, crushed cookies, and coconut brittle.
I have one minor complaint, and it's because you're here, not in your pastry shop. It's a little bit on the chili side for something but I'm going to overlook that, but it's delicious.
This was actually the cookie we had last year, and I enjoyed what you did with it because I like that cookie because it had so many components to play with, and I love what you guys did with it. It's fantastic, and I can see why you guys sell out of this every day. It's a good dessert, really is. I really have nothing. I did get a little bit of the cold in the middle, but that's to be expected because of where we are. and you had having to make it so many hours in advance. But I'm sure in the restaurant when that comes out, it comes out warm with everything in it, and definitely could, it was delicious. Good job. It's really good.
Thank you.
Jackie?
Chuchos are one of my absolutely favorite treats in Asbury Park. I'll run over from my donut shop during the weekends and have my husband or myself run over and buy a bunch for our staff because we can't live by donuts alone. And I love this rendition of it. I've tried all different, the different flavors that they have throughout the years, and this is great. It represents the Samoa in a really delicious way. I love the coconut-based flour and the laminated dough, and I also can appreciate how much work laminated dough is, and it's delicious.
I think it's fantastic. I love that you chose to laminate dough. I think it's very bold and very time-consuming, but I think it really pays off because the dough is very light. You see the lamination. I love the incorporation of the coconut. It's not overpowering. It's subtle enough to kind of like keep you at the dessert as opposed to just kind of burning you out immediately with that flavor. It's great.
So this is a really exciting play on the Samoa, which is my favorite Girl Scout cookie. So not to be biased, but I think it's amazing. You get all of the texture and flavor, and the coconut comes through, but again, it's not too overpowering. I think it's really great.
Thank you.
2 chefs have presented, and we have 2 more to go, so be sure to stick around as we find out who will be this year's top cookie.
Girls need positive role models to inspire and encourage them to achieve their full potential. Help make a difference and become a Girl Scout volunteer today. Visit gsfund.org to learn more.
Welcome back. Our third competitor is Chef Evan Victor from Marina Grille of Belmar. Evan started his culinary mission at a young age with wisdom from family and the teachings of great early American chefs. For the last 15 years, he has become a prominent chef on the Jersey Shore. He is known for his passion for food and witty avant-garde take on American cuisine. His dessert features the classic Trefoil.
Good afternoon, Executive Chef Evan Victor from Marina Grille. Today we have the Trefoil cookie, which is a shortbread cookie. What we ended up doing with the very basic flavor of the cookie is we made a very delicate butter cake out of it. And on top of it, we made a coconut cream and topped it with a pineapple and ginger marmalade. Also on top of that, we have a bacon pecan brittle. And right on top, we put a little bit of a pineapple chip just to let everyone know about the beautiful sunsets we have at Marina Grille every night in the summer. And to finish it off, we just dusted it lightly with a little bit of cocoa, cayenne, and cinnamon and coffee, just to give it a little more depth and flavor to the dish.
How much do you charge for that?
For you,
$15. It's a beautiful looking plate.
Thank you so much.
Well, and delicious, and very creative. And I love the use of cayenne and cocoa and coffee as a garnish to wake it up, although it needs no waking up. Very well done, well thought out. Worth going back to a restaurant for something like that. And the fruit, as much as good, I mean, it's not needed, but it's still delicious. I think it's a really well executed plate.
I have to tell you, the dessert is magnificent. The plate is amazing. If you put that down in front of anybody, jokingly, you said, what would you charge for that dessert? I mean, that's a $16, $18 dessert if you put that down in front of somebody. It all works well together. You get highs and lows of sweet and acid, and you get a little bit of the cayenne and the chocolate. I mean, it's really delicious. The trefoil is, I think, always the hurdle of the cookie because it is sort of a plain cookie. But that also being said, you can put it into anything and flavor it any way you want. So you're not stuck into, peanut butter or chocolate or anything like that. And great, plating and it was good. Thank you.
The dessert is beautifully executed. It has that wow factor when you bring it to the table. Anybody who's going to have that for dessert will be impressed. I particularly like the use of the marmalade on the top and the cherries as garnish to give it a little fruity flavor. Personally, I like fruit kind of things, but I thought it was delicious, and it's a beautiful dessert.
There's so much going on, which is great because you get something new with every bite. But while you can eat each component sort of separately, when you add them together, they all come together beautifully.
We thought the presentation is definitely Instagrammable. It's really beautiful. Yeah, all the flavors went really well with one another. It's not too sweet, and I think the cayenne helps with that. Overall, it's just a really beautiful, well-balanced dish.
Thank you.
Now it's time for our final competitor, Angela Gobleski from Charlie's of Bayhead. Baking and pastry arts has been a part of this executive pastry chef's life for as long as she can remember. Chef Angela is excited to keep Charlie's of Bayhead at the forefront of contemporary cuisine with her imaginative, delective creations, and is excited to create a dessert for the Girl Scouts of the USA in the Top Cookie event. Their dessert features a cookie that debuted last year, Lemon Ups.
Hello everyone. What I prepared today is a white chocolate lemon infused custard with a vanilla sponge cake, lemon curd, a blackberry coulis, tea soaked blackberries, a lemon mirror glaze, and a lemon up crumble.
This competition is very close. This was excellent too. Delicious, refreshing. The cookie is not too crispy, and so you nailed that. So it's be interesting to see how this plays out. But really excellent.
I just want to know, is this going to be on the menu?
We're running it as a special this weekend.
I
actually.
absolutely, in a heartbeat, would put this on the menu. I'm definitely not the norm of a dessert eater. Everybody wants chocolate, 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 and I'm always fighting with my pastry chefs to think of things that aren't chocolate. And this hits all the marks. I think you did a great job, and it's a beautiful plate and absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
I'm somebody, when they go out to dinner, I always look at the dessert menu first, and this would grab my eye just from the description. To me, it's perfect. It's everything I love in a dessert. I love the lemon. I love the plating. I love how you use the cookie. As far as I'm concerned, it was perfect.
Thank you.
I also think it's perfect. I think the plating looks like it was done by fairies. It's so ephemeral and whimsical, and I love the gold, and it was not too tart, and it was not too subtle. It was right. You hit the sweet spot perfectly. I think it's outstanding.
Lemon, I thought was going to be a tough draw, but you absolutely knocked this out of the park. The first thing that caught my course was the presentation, the black on the yellow. It really catches your eye.
I wanted to add that I thought it was really cool that you added the I am leader to the dish. You know, everyone did a fantastic job. I liked that you incorporated the message from the Girl Scouts.
Thank you.
Our judges will now have the tough decision deciding between 4 talented chefs who will be this year's top cookie.
We're thrilled to acknowledge our lunch and tasting underwriter, the Grunin Foundation, and our Thin Mint sponsor, the Citta Foundation. We are grateful to all of our sponsors at the Tagalong, S'mores, and Do-si-do levels, as well as our members and viewers. Because of your support, girls can become tomorrow's leaders and make the world a better place.
One by one. I'll start with you, David. So just knowing the amount of expertise here, and each chef had something different, I'll just go with the love language. What do you think was behind the thought process of each dessert with the love and passion in each one?
You know, it was really like a professional. I didn't expect it today to be this level of expertise. We were just discussing, this was not an afterthought for anybody. Everybody put the work in. Everybody put the thought process in from the first dish to the last dish. There was reasons for doing things. There was a thought process or a theme, and the taste, texture, and the use of ingredients was all good. So it was, you know, it's really, competitions are tough to judge when they're very close. So
Absolutely, nothing wrong with a little friendly competition.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll move right along with James. So being that you were a former Top Cookie winner, what do you see going into the winning dessert? What kind of components?
Well, you know, like David said, there was a lot of super professionalism. I mean, right down to the plates, right down to the garnishes. I mean, there was a lot going on. I mean, some of the dishes I counted, 12 to 15 components to the dish, which it's not like just taking the cookie, whipping it into something else, and throwing it back on the plate. I mean, there was an amazing composition of ingredients put on a lot of plates, which it shows in the plates that were put out.
So I know you said you usually take a visit to the dessert menu first when you're out to eat, and I admire that. So what would you say your favorite experience? What was your favorite takeaway from this?
I just enjoyed seeing how all the chefs took the cookies and deconstructed them and came up with these fabulous creations. I think everybody did such a fabulous job. They really showcased their restaurants in a positive light, and it was just a fabulous experience being able to participate and be able to judge. But everybody did an outstanding job. I mean, it was really hard for us to pick a winner.
Amelia, you said something about that stood out to me about like the flavors that were and the thought put into each recipe. What's something that you might remember about the flavors here in one of the desserts?
I think each one had a very unique component. They were all very unique, but each one had something that stood out. They all had something in them that was creative, that pushed the limits just a little bit, and were just really memorable.
Absolutely. I think each and every one was super memorable. I can't help but think about aesthetics because you're photographing each piece. So what did you have to say about presentation? I was very impressed.
We were very impressed as well. All the judges were. Like everyone said, everything was beautifully plated, and I think the restaurant's aesthetics came through on all the dishes. We've personally been to every one of the restaurants that is on the panel today, so it was all really beautifully done.
Yeah, very intentional, I felt.
Yeah, and yeah, everything photographed really well.
Oh,
So
good.
excited.
So, drum roll please. You all did fantastic. What are you doing?
3, 2, 1. Hey!
All right, we have Chef Angela at Charlie's of Bayhead with the lemon ups, her very own take. Although all 4 contestants did a wonderful job and it really spoke volumes to each judge, this is ultimately what will win the Top Cookie 2021. Congratulations.
It was the balance of flavors, the presentation, the use of the cookie.
Many levels of flavors, all work together. And just the extra parts about the cookie and the flowers and everything. I just thought the dessert was awesome.
Well, all the things we judged on, you want good flavors, you want good textures, you want it to look good, and you want everything to blend together and just come up with something that people are going to enjoy.
It's nice and bright, citrusy, fruity. It would go really well with coffee.
You know, when you're at Charlie's at Bayhead, you kind of get that like vacation, kind of relaxed vibe. And I thought that the dessert was really bright and sunny and reminded you of being at the shore. And even just the lemon flavor just kind of gives you this like really bright citrus feel. So kind of all ties together.
We're so excited that we won. We can't believe it. We put in a lot of work and we were competing against some great restaurants and we're really happy that we won. We're Top Cookie!
Thank you so much for all who joined in on this year's Top Cookie competition with the Girl Scouts of Jersey Shore. I'm your host, Kimberly Kravitz, and a big congratulations to this year's winner of the Lemon Up at Charlie's of Bayhead.